picked up to fix this ditch.
No, we're just thanking for their great support.
What? What? You're not on stage right now.
Whatever y'all discussing, whatever you do, y'all have supported us. We appreciate it, and we thank you very much. So,
Y'all do a lot for the city. Look at the draw you get.
about 8,000 or 9,000 people a year, which is pretty good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
What?
Yes.
We can't have a snake killer.
I told him about our snake. Isn't the city responsible for snakes? I would
There's not anything I can see that we can really work tonight. I think we really is. But it will have to be on these agendas stated by advertising. It can't be allocated as a word.
All right, good. Good. Item 10, use of the city public area for event on July the 21st. This is Thad back here. A delegation of people that have been working for some time now on river, jazz, and blues, along with an arts big. And since bass is not coming back this year, it was to tie to the big barbecue thing that we had last year. The barbecue cook-off would be tied to this also, so go ahead.
Yeah, as a Baptist preacher in my former life, it's going to be tough for me to squeeze all this in here. I know we're getting close to 7, but let me just give you a quick overview of where this came from. A couple of years ago, a few of us were talking and came up with an idea of something that we at the time called a Jazz and Blues Festival. We have since actually come up with a name, even a logo, called River and Blues, obviously incorporating our river here in Kentucky. We started sort of talking about this, a group of people, about a year or so ago, and back in July, my mother got ill and subsequently passed away. I had to step back and we kind of let it fall by the wayside. When we found out bass wasn't coming anymore, that the chamber, Vanessa, they weren't going to do Riverfest, we thought, well, this would be a great time to come to you guys and let you know what we want to try to do. What we want to try to do is have something, if you remember, most of you are familiar with Jubilee City Fest in Montgomery. The Jubilee City Fest of today is something very different than the Jubilee City Fest of 15, 20 years ago. What I used to love about going to Jubilee was the fact that I could go down and hear some music. For instance, Zydeco music, if you're familiar with that, very Cajun, South Louisiana kind of stuff, lots of blues music, stuff you can't just turn on the radio and hear anytime you want to. We talked about doing that, and really what we want to create and do here in Wetumpka in July is basically have a stage behind the administrative building up here, have a stage downtown in the courthouse area, and then have various vendors, perhaps some New Orleans style food vendors set up, and just kind of bring in something that's family friendly, have stuff for the kids to do, bands and music that is family friendly, something similar in scope to Riverfest, but different in that it will be more focused on the music as opposed to sort of spreading out the resources to do that. So we just want to have permission, not asking for any money or anything, just asking for permission to be able to use Gold Star and have a lot of people around for that kind of thing. To allay any fears you might have right now, there's not been any money collected. There is no official thing. There's nothing new planned, nothing set in stone. No one's committed to anything. So just want to kind of give you guys a heads up on what we'd like to do.
Okay, any questions?
And that would be on a Saturday. We're looking at probably from 4 o'clock or so in the afternoon, with the last act going on around 9 or so, playing through 10. So it would be sort of an all-day, not an all-day, an all-afternoon thing.
So you're gonna require chief, Dixon Department of Fire Chief Protection?
I suppose probably if we're using city facilities, that we would probably need, some security there as well.
Well, then, that's gonna incur some, probably some overtime hours, you're gonna be in more than one place, so many people like that.
Okay, well, this is not gonna be a for-profit thing, so I suppose I'll have to throw myself on the mercy of the city council.
It was not going to be, I sat in on one of the discussions, and they've involved a lot of corporate people and asking corporate to step up to help sponsor this.
That's right, we've talked with several.
Corporate folks. There's a lot of interest there on it, but it would be free to the public. It would not be a charge to the public, but you bring food items that could be given to the food pantry, and they would hope to collect a great amount of food to be given to the food pantry. There would be a talent stage, and you know, it could be that it's not on the courthouse steps. It could be that it operates off the stage in the park. That stage there, this stage here keeps everything on this side of South Main Street, and so it takes less police direction in doing that, and it allows them to move up and down the riverfront. Would be a talent stage that would run a little earlier in the day, and those people pay to be on the talent stage, but then there would be some kind of reward, whatever, whoever wins this. But
Mayor, it's also important to note that anytime you have a festival or anything of this magnitude in your community, the people who come here are going to spend money here. I.e., it takes gas to get here, they're going to have gas to get home. And I'm thinking people coming here and spending that money, it would offset anything that we would have to pay in overtime to the police department to ensure that visitors to our city is safe.
good point.
Yeah, and what we're looking at as well, the talent stage would be local acts, so to speak, from the river region. We've been in preliminary contact, again, haven't booked anybody or anything like that, with a couple of bands from Louisiana, one of which has been on the Today Show, and they're quite well known, but they're at that point in their career where you can still get them for a very reasonable price, and I think they would have a draw from other than just the Tri-County River Region area. I think you'd be looking at bringing people from the larger area. So.
Any other questions?
We're gonna have some crawdads.
We're gonna look into all that. What we're trying to do is just bring a little slice of New Orleans without all the unsavory characteristics.
Okay, real quickly, we got 2 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Item 11, approve Experimental Aircraft Association, Chapter 822, to hold a fly-in at the Wetumpka Municipal Airport on April the 28th, 2012. Any problems with that? That used to always happen. They used to always come and get approval.
They used to always be on the agenda, and they had not done it the last few years, and we had asked them to be sure to notify us.
Okay. 7 o'clock, we're gonna move right into the council.
Good to see you, girl.
Yeah, you too. Have a good night.